Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hello, Monk987Z. Hello, what is that you got next to your OWL All Access Pass 2019? Now that's an icon. Hello, Hexacatty. And we're just going to get into game number 1. I'll speed the dark age up just a bit because I'm a couple minutes late getting my coffee. No big deal, though. We will also set the flags on the UI because why not? We'll have Daniel. He is from the United States of America. And DuDuZhu, he's from China. Here we go, and let's just maybe speed things up. Don't see any laming, although Daniel was aggressive last time he played this map. Like Kumans, I wonder if we'll see a feudal TC. Hello, Kai World. Let me also drink some water with my coffee, because I can tell my voice needs to wake up. Yeah, hopefully that's better. Feels better. Water, staying hydrated, it's a meme, but it's important if you're streaming. So here we have Feudal on the way for DuDuZhu. Loom on the way for Daniel. And I also got new headphones, so I can hopefully hear stuff more appropriately by not having Bluetooth cut out. I got headphones that are actually like gaming headphones, but I don't need to rely on Bluetooth for them. Want to see Kumans in sudden death? No, you don't. They can't build a second TC. Kumans are very boring in sudden death. The only real thing they do is a ram push, but it's very obvious that's what they do. So, ooh, on the outside, haven't seen this yet, but forward range from DuDuZhu, on the side next to where Daniel is taking from the mill. He has scouted the mill, so he's prepared to hit up there on the slope. Daniel forward, and he doesn't see any buildings, so maybe he's going to know something's going on. Rawr, hello, Baron. It's a pretty early Sunday stream. It's Saturday for me. Unless you're in a Sunday time zone. Is it Sunday? Yeah, I guess it has to be Sunday. Somewhere. Maybe for the Aussies. And here comes the group of militia about to turn into men-at-arms. Daniel looking around, wants to get maybe to the gold at the back. Aussie 12 a.m. Lovely. It's early of a Sunday stream that it's still Saturday. Are we at real time? We are at real time. We did catch up. The coffee didn't make us miss anything. So where will these men-at-arms hit? Not on the gold. Maybe over by the berries. I'll have to get through the palisade. And we'll have double bit axe on the way from Daniel. Human archers to counter the men-at-arms. That might be the play, but the archers still haven't really done anything. We'll need fletching and probably 4 archers in that range, and by the time that happens, Daniel will have a tower up on the pond. How is the DuDuZhu's elo only 2k1? He's definitely a better player than that. And watch on the way for DuDuZhu. Looking for any follow-up from Daniel. Daniel so far just a couple of skirms. In a very defensive position, still in that range. As he will start getting walled up. There is a good bit of rock terrain on the slopes, so you can't wall the slopes. And DuDuZhu, upon scouting that tower, will turn the archers over to the side. Might be able to pick the Wallingville if he's fast, but without fletching, probably not going to happen. He gets near the berries and has a friend to help her fight the scout. And that Vil will have to pull back. Okay, Daniel maybe overstaying his welcome fighting the scout. Loses a Vil. Didn't have the skirms in position. But at least he gets a good bit of HP off of the scout. His own scout is forward with the men-at-arms, looking forward to DuDuZhu. And leave that one Vil there by the hares. And come back and scout where the buildings are. And morning, Happy Leaves. How you doing? And the archers will find the men-at-arms, so Daniel may be a bit out of position here. At least he does have HP on his scout, but the archers will more than happily try to tear that away. So, DuDuZhu will just call the GG. Wonderful. Doesn't want to fight the skirms? Alright, so he had a plan with the Kumans, go for an early range. That plan did not work out. Don't know, was it a build order thing? I don't know what that was. That was not a GG situation. Maybe it's late for DuDuZhu and he needs to go somewhere after this. I don't know. That was really fast. Yeah, Daniel had a lead. Maybe he's just saying, you know what, I'll never be able to do my next TC against the Malay. That game definitely wasn't over. These guys have a lot of beef, probably tilted, do they? There's 1-0 for Daniel. Being slopes. DuDuZhu does have another tournament set after this, actually. It's Malay of the Kumans. And game 2 will be on Valley. That's the lowest elo? The lowest elo in gold is Doubt at 3k3. DuDuZhu might be the... Actually, no, I guess it has to be DuDuZhu then. I thought it was Doubt, but... No, this is gold. I thought this was silver for a second, but no, DuDuZhu 2k1. I think this is it for gold. Lowest I had seen so far has been Doubt. So welcome to Valley, another very straight valley. I wasn't anticipating the map being this straight. Usually it curves a bit. But very open map for Daniel. He is, though, the Khitans. So Khitan's ready to add in a bunch of pastures. Wall here to the TC, then go around to the edge. Gold's kind of awkward. You can also kind of wall here, go to the TC, and try to play in this area of the map. You can always figure out how to wall your map if you're creative. It's using the new Asian maple trees, some of the birch trees. I tried to make this kind of colorful, this version, using the flowery grass. Maybe it needs a bit more color variation. I love the peach blossom trees. They're one of my favorite trees now. And of course, this is Valley. We might see a 2-hour game. We might see a 15-minute game. I've seen both. Khitans are not going to let this game go as long as the last Valley game. Yeah, the last Valley game, we saw some war elephants, although the Vietnamese do have elephants. Don't discount those Vietnamese battle elephants with all the extra HP they have. What is that? Chatras plus 100 HP. And then they'll get gold over time. Well, paper money, that will run out eventually. We know the wood is finite on this map. Very well acquainted with that fact. Actually, now that I think about it, are there capture age hotkeys for changing the speed? Is there like a... I know there's a help menu. I don't know what the hotkey is to access it though anymore. I know they have a list of their hotkeys somewhere. So anyway, Bor Lordain from DuDuZhu, nice and easily for him. And I suspect that on this map in the long run, Mongols will be the strongest civ with all the hunt, and therefore always banned. Goths are interesting, but same thing with Jurchens, with the hunt that decays more slowly. I don't think longer-lasting hunt is necessarily what you need when there are so many hares, if you do go for the middle. So Skepfight here, Daniel, with more HP than DuDuZhu. Hello, Nardu, how you doing? Japanese for aggressive men-at-arms could be nice too in the cheaper mills. You can't dock on this map. You made that consistent. On a couple of the themes, I'd used medium or deep water, and to make it consistent, I just disabled docking on the rest of the water. That way I could use a pretty water texture and still have the no dock feature, the medium water, without needing to do a bunch of terrain masking to make it ugly. Anyway, it looks like Daniel should be able to pick up his sheep as he's pushing that deer. Yeah, he'll find them. And DuDuZhu might be annoying to the sheep. Wait, Daniel, you gotta be careful here. And he will be fighting the scout as he tries to get his sheep in. Doesn't want to let DuDuZhu capture them. This is where you have to let DuDuZhu capture them, so that he doesn't kill them. He might try to run away and circle back. Okay, now just wants to stop the deer push, but the deer did not reset. Look at that very well-behaved deer. Now he's close enough to the TC, he'll probably be able to get that in. Just wants to get away from the hill, doesn't want to suffer a hit while downhill. And looks like we'll have a Vil faster of an uptime for DuDuZhu. 20 population and a loom for Daniel. And feudal first for DuDuZhu. Maybe? Yeah, someone suggested I move the players closer on this map. Maybe I could. Oh, Ivy. Hello, Ivy. That deer has better manners than your dog. I'm sure your puppy loves all the shoes. Oh, and Valtier, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome. Welcome to some TTL. We have Daniel and DuDuZhu going at it here. And Mill in the middle as a few Vils come forward for DuDuZhu, but they will be scouted by Daniel. Or as long as he's paying attention, they'll be scouted. Hello, Raiders. Welcome to this early morning stream. I have a TTL set now and another one at 17 GMT. So I might just stay online and cast some ranked games until then. DuDuZhu's playing in a Nomad tournament. After this, I might cast that. Oh, your very first raid. Well, thank you very much. I'm honored to be the recipient. And forward barracks. Now DuDuZhu making no attempt to hide the forward. And an archery range going up for DuDuZhu. So this will likely be skirms with extra HP as the Vietnamese. He's trying to get Daniel to attack the scout, the Vil, and just distract it a bit. And scout spear forward. We might see a tower on the berries. This is what I'd seen all the time from Stray Dog, that 19 pop forward on the berries. You're trying to poke the Vils. DuDuZhu wanting the Vil fight. And wants to make it messy. Doesn't want to let the Khitans freely add in their farms. Or their pastures. Maybe a bit awkward that the pastures are more expensive in this situation. Can't add them in as smoothly. So Vil fight on the lumber camp. And DuDuZhu now has to be careful with that scout. Doesn't want to lose that. But he will be happy to be taking the hunt in the middle of the map while Vil fighting. Because he will have the faster eco as long as he can idle some of Daniel's Vils. Gets one Vil down there. And wants to grab a second. Nice blocking with the spear to keep the weak Vils alive. This is messy. And all the while, see, both players in the middle, Daniel actually managed to take some shorefish. It's even messier if they start realizing they're both here in Vil fighting. Because they're right next to each other. And 1-0 Vil kill in favor of DuDuZhu. He'll pull his weak Vil back. Daniel's starting to get some skirms out. Still defending with that range. And he's pulled his Vils off the berries. Res collected pretty close, which against the Khitans is what you want. You don't want them pulling ahead. You've seen how scary those pastures can be. And in comes the spear. Skirm goes down. That spear would love to get a poke on the scout. Daniel's scout is going to be the focus here. He's going to do everything he can to prevent the spears from getting even a single poke. Meanwhile, in the middle, oh, look, the villagers, they've definitely seen each other now. Will the players realize that, and will they start a second Vil fight? Looks like Daniel's managing to pull more Vils to push this back. Oh, and DuDuZhu's going to call the GG. All right. Well, gets pushed back, and this is going to be a quick set then. It'll be a very quick set. Apparently there is some beef between them with those quick GGs then. GG. And game 3 will be Mudflow. Yeah, this didn't feel over at all. Same with the first game. And Mudflow will be next. Fastest play all three ever. Yeah, so if this is super fast, we'll go cast some ranked games or that Nomad tournament. We'll fill the time. Well, I woke up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday to cast. Maybe if the sets today are quick, I'll finally have time to finish updating my overlay. Let's see. This is... Get this checked off. 2-0 for Daniel. 1 is home map of Valley. And that was Catan's over Vietnamese. Alright, so we now will have Daniel as the blue Chinese to the north. And DuDuZhu as the red Inca to the south. Now let's see if, as the Inca, he has some type of aggressive rush planned. He indeed does. So DuDuZhu will be playing the Inca and will use that house to double the population of a normal house, instantly place a barracks, and use the fish for militia. So this is a strat that relies on catching the lumber camp. He's going to hope Daniel goes forward for a lumber camp and the militia stop it. And the timing might be right if Daniel takes an early elephant. So you pick the Chinese on this map because of the deep fish. They'll let you reduce the idle time on your TC. We have merely 10 seconds on the TC for Daniel. I need to get used to casting the new headphones. They're closed-eared compared to the open-back ones I had in the past. Now I hear myself differently. It's a weird feeling to hear yourself at a different volume. So we'll need to drop off some food, maybe even idle the TC to get more militia. Only 1 militia so far for DuDuZhu. It is quite difficult to get 2 militia out, even with the fish this early on. You might need to do... Maybe even Lithuanians would be better at this than Inca. Or Persians. Persians could certainly do the early drush. They were the classic early drush sieve, even back on Voobly. So far so good for Daniel, not needing to go forward for a lumber camp, instead just heading to the side. With only 1 militia, I don't think DuDuZhu does much damage there. I think you really do need 2. And Daniel has been much safer with his lumber camp positioning here. And second militia forward so far. So good for Daniel in terms of hiding the lumber camp. The eagle looks like it had scouted that area earlier. And the militia will have to loop around to find that again. So here I guess you just have to take 1 big walk along the wood lines to try to find that. And ooh, maybe they'll hit the berries. Looks like Daniel is going out to the berries. I don't think the militia sees that, though. Oh my gosh, the Chinese, what have they done to their Dark Age? They don't need houses at the start, so the TC keeps running. In the past, I've seen, where your house? He's the Chinese, he doesn't need a house. Oh my gosh, yeah, in the past I've seen the drushes. This is downhill, so at the very least the militia can have a hill bonus when attacking a house, but against the Chinese, they don't need a house. Oh my god, they decided let's take the Chinese and make them even stronger. They don't need houses at the start of the Dark Age anymore. Oh wow, this civ is gonna be insane for Mudflow. Militia forward, attacking the house, trying to break through. And Feudal Age then on the way for Daniel. As that will be a 5 militia drush from DuDuZhu. I remember when the Aztecs did this all the time. 5 militia drush. Chances this is another fast GG once Daniel is up. Chances are very high of that. Ooh, look at that militia. What's he trying to do? He's just dancing. Oh, so's his friend. Going to a rave. He's found the house he's looking for, finally. And that's what he wanted. Uphill advantage against the house. Daniel is indeed housed at the moment, very much so. He will be after this. Although, no, he has more houses. Well, they'll run through the TC, 5 militia, and they're good to head on in. And Daniel with the second lumber camp will now be testing his quick wall skills. As the militia are in. And DuDuZhu is up, so this will be 5 men-at-arms soon to the back of Daniel's base. And a few vills coming forward with yet another militia. Inca looking to do as much damage as they can. That cheaper militia bonus, they do have military units with a food discount even in the Dark Age. So 10% less food. I think this set will be over by the time my coffee's cool enough to drink. The militia could go for that house again. Man-at-arms on the way, and I wouldn't be surprised to see arson too. There will be a tower behind the wood line for DuDuZhu as another tower goes up for Daniel. DuDuZhu will find the range. There are some vills on the range. Men-at-arms will hit in just a moment. And he will take some TC fire to grab a vill. And actually will be delaying the range. That TC, very awkward location, but there is just one tile where those men-at-arms can fit. And that's a lot of wood on the range for Daniel to have denied like that. At the same time, he's pushed off of his lumber camp. One man-at-arms there, but actually being quite annoying against the vills in the tower. And DuDuZhu, with only 3 vills, though, shouldn't be able to win the tower fight. Although there is a risk that the remaining men-at-arms could run over and try to get to the base of the tower. And Daniel tries to quick wall, would have a bit less space for repairing. So the men-at-arms still attacking the range not quite going down. Daniel should be able to send all the vills and finish that, but he's going to lose another vill in the process. He's 3 vills down now. And this is awkward because you want the hill bonus, but you also need to be on the other side to stop repairs. Food count for the DuDuZhu is not looking great. Well, he's still got some buffaloes and a llama under the TC. Oh, and Daniel could lose the scout? Yes, he does. Alright, this is actually looking pretty good for the DuDuZhu. He'll destroy the archery range before even a single skirm pops out. And if those men-at-arms could circle back and help the tower rush, this could be an easy win for him. So instead of trying to engage in the tower fight, he's just going to go for another tower. And will there be an over-forage? No, although he will once more walk through the TC fire. I won't lose the man-at-arms there. He sees another range in the back. His vills will be walled in. He could come back over towards the berries, but lots of idle time for him. That does make up the... more than make up the KD difference now. It's 27 to 24. And as one tower goes down, Daniel will try to find a little sliver of wood line where he can continue chopping in the presence of the second tower. And the archer now is forward for DuDuZhu, forward and walking into the TC. Has to be careful of that. You'll see the gold and you'll see the berries as he has to run around. Daniel doing what he can to stay walled, but so far not running off the gold mine. He needs to make his own archers, won't be able to run, has to pull some vills to fight. No fletching yet for DuDuZhu, but he has a nice score lead. Giving us a very aggressive game here. I've seen players try to pull this off, the fast drush strategy, but I haven't quite seen it successful yet. The Ink is certainly a good civ for it. I don't know if they're the best, but they should be good at it. And 3 archers now. And Daniel still has a 4-vil lead. It's idle time. DuDuZhu idling the TC. This is an all-in. He left the tower unguarded. There's the blacksmith. There's Fletching. He's on stone still. And Daniel will wall in vills to attack the tower. This is where he'll need a demo to hit those vills at the base of the tower. Archers have Fletching just about in. Archers have Fletching in a hill they can fight the skirm. But now, Men-at-Arms coming back over, ending the skirm off. DuDuZhu wanted to wall those vills in. Doesn't care as much about the tower as much as he does trapping the vills. Oh, what is this? It's more vills. It's more vills forward. Oh, let's go. DuDuZhu going very aggressive. Let's try and hit those vills behind the tower, the low HP vills. This is all in. This is all in from DuDuZhu. And he's going to call the GG. All right, he will call it. At least he gave us a somewhat interesting fast game. Managing the eco better would have been good for him, I think. He could have been probably ahead in vills at that point. But all right, fast set for DuDuZhu. I don't know what the beef between these two is. Apparently it exists. There. That was fast. GG. And Daniel, what a quick win for him. 3-0, he can now go about his day. Chinese of Inca, he didn't even use the way. And let's see. Well, we got some time to kill before the next TTL set. Let me check the schedule. This will be Dogao Ganji at 17 GMT. So we'll cast some ranked games until then. That's the fastest set. Could have done that twice in the time it took Dogao and Jordan to play Valley. And, oh wait, it's Dogao versus Ganji. I thought it was Ganji Margu. No. Dogao Ganji. Redesigned the tournament hat? Yes, I saw it. I like it. I like it. Open it. Firefox 2. Take a quick look at this tab. Yeah, I like it. It flows much nicer from tournament to round to series to matches. This is lovely. I did notice one thing when I was looking at it on Firefox, and this is a silly Firefox thing. Let's see if I need to zoom in so I can scroll something. Maybe that was fixed. Oh yeah, I think you noticed it too. The bounce is off when you scroll. Yeah. As the arrows were moving. Yeah, Firefox defaults to like bouncing the scroll, whatever that CSS setting is. But yeah, I love it. It is much easier to read. The drafts are there, the recs are there. Nice and clean. The chats have their own tab. I was even using it to watch the the Jordan DuDuZhu chat again. Alright, so we're gonna we use another tab to find ranked games right now. DuDuZhu's playing, but he's against the 1300. Oh, we'll have Arena. We'll have Andy Babaroom. Sounds perfect. Alright, and let's see. This isn't TTL. And I can change this to be best of one ranked ladder. Alright, so green versus yellow. Are those colors okay? Why is Andy not orange? Wait. We can do this better. Andy can be orange. Babaroom can be blue. Yeah, there we go. Who has more space? Oh, so Andy has the space where if you're pushed, you could stonewall this like fat slob, like 5 layers, and farm back here. Babaroom just has more long-term, I'm building farms like normal space. Oh, that's true. He deleted the stone walls. He could have left the walls there. Try to intimidate. Oh, wait. No. This doesn't spawn walls. Yeah. This version of Arena doesn't spawn walls in the back. I've gone back and forth several times on whether I like that or not. I've kind of settled on leaving the walls in the back on Arena. Because I think sometimes when you get pushed, you might have the decision not to delete them. And you'll have a back gap you can run behind. Arena, yes, the best map. We'll have the barracks forward for Andy. And hello, why don't you say hi? How you doing? I was hoping we'd have a bit more TTL to cast, but DuDuZhu gave us a very quick set. I am thinking of doing, while we're in Arena Dark Age, I can talk about some of the changes I'm going to make. If you saw during Red Bull, I'd put some different things. I used images to cover bits of Capture Age, or flags and player names and whatnot. What I'm thinking is, up at the top, I put, instead of the Civ icons, I saw T90 has this too, but it'll be a picture of the unique unit for the Civ, along with the player name and the Civ name. But I'll redo this so I can get rid of the clan tags that make the names too big up there. And then down here, I'll put the flag, the player name, and then their team name. So we don't need to duplicate the same information in several different bits of the UI. And Buchinero2K, thank you for the follow. Then I think I put the Red Bull logo down here by the minimap. I'll try putting the tournament logo there and see if it works. And then over here on this side, I probably don't need all the speed controls, and I can just put the map name. And I'd love to have room for the map author too. Kind of like how this is name and subtext. Do the same thing with the author, like map name and subtext under it. You missed a set? You did miss a set. Why don't you say hi? The set was over within 45 minutes. Drafting 3 games. It was pretty over. Yeah. And then also the players at the top are always set up so that the player on the left is on the left of the map, the player on the right's on the right of the map. But the top player here is on the left always, which doesn't always correspond to the map. So I might do an OBS hack to flip these 2 bars based on the location. Saracens get that double healing speed? I don't think that was patched. No, I don't think that was patched. Map author along the map edge. Unfortunately, I can't do that, as cool as that would be. Maybe not for gameplay, but while spectating, having the name of the author down here. Maybe a bit awkward with the hills, but I think that'd be absolutely sick. That's something capturers would have to do. So scouts opening from Andy. Actually, a pretty good feudal scout number. And a spear wants to poke. Andy will sacrifice a poke to get the scout, and he's more than happy to do that because if he goes monks, he can heal the scouts. Baba Urum is a strong player indeed. 2k5 right now. The scout out from the gate. Two maps by Marintho, yes. The clown maps. Oh my gosh. What is this monastery from Andy? He's putting a hidden monastery in the side of the map. I guess it makes sense to do that with the foxes. You can grab the gold. Oh, why is this speeding up all of a sudden? I guess because it slowed down. How the foxes work, Vil kills the foxes and takes the gold from the fox's corpse. And then runs into a bear and dies. Yeah, the bear should beat the Vil. Oh, unless Andy walls. Where does it drop off? Nowhere. It just gathers the gold. Very weird. It just gathers the gold like a Khmer farmer. Middle of nowhere. Oh man, everyone's after that Vil there. The bear, the spears, the light cav. Camel from Andy. I guess you're not anticipating monks from the Dravidians. Simple 3TC boom from Baba Urum. And oh, the bear kills the spear, yes! And HOS Sausage, thank you for the follow. And we are very, very close to 15k followers. It's 14,973. We are so close. Magic in your medieval game, ever since they added those Shravamsh more and more magic. The camels will kill that bear. And Exorcept, hello Exorcept, how are you? I'll be 1, 2, 3 TCs with the third TC here for Andy. Tards and Krepos. Oh yeah, that's a thing, Bulgarians. Right? Tards can be trained from Krepos now. Will that ever be useful? That'll be a sudden disaster thing. Other than that, don't know if that'll ever be useful again. Maybe we'll see that on Arena in a team game somewhere. Maybe on Rage Forest. So 3 relics for Andy, who so far has managed to keep that monastery hidden. There was a DuDuZhu set. Very quick set. He went all in, very aggressive, all 3 games. And as soon as he encountered any resistance, he called GG. So very quick set. Now Andy would want to snipe off this monk with his scouts. And that monk, fearing for his life, will turn and stand still in the middle of nowhere instead of running away. But he will be sniped off. Nothing you can do there. I guess the best you could do is get a long-range conversion and try to block, but even then, it's a slim chance of survival. A Red Bull Viper versus Yoset? No, it's much better. It's Arena. It's a proper map on the ladder. Some monk bringing the relic back to the monastery. And putting it inside. Thinking back to 3-minute games in the set you missed. You don't want to see Koreans and Fire Lancers? Monk wants to convert the scout, but the scouts will run away. We'll have another scout fight with the camel. You don't see camels all that often in the Relic Wars, but as I said, this is just Andy, anticipating that the Dravidian player won't be going too heavily for monks. Now, the downside for Andy, of course, is that his relics are trapped out here in the middle of nowhere, and at some point he will want to bring them back into his base to keep them safe. 1, 2, 3, 4 TCs. And this is where now, if we're just booming and getting to Imp, the Saracen player might have a chance to go Mamluks. They're expensive, but kind of still affordable if you have a good boom behind this, especially with the relics. Saracens, you can buy some castles. So still a good bit of stone in the back there, so I'd imagine Andy maybe gets... Question is, how far forward does he go for the castles? He probably doesn't want an immediate Treb fight. I'd put maybe one here. Honestly, you could put 2 castles in your base for Mamluk production. And skirms no longer have an attack bonus against Mamluks. So Imp on the way from Baba Urum. Wasn't there a Daniel set? Is it already over? Yes, Daniel 1-3-0. It was his opponent who resigned quickly. Okay, so Andy going for the sneak castle on the outside. Baba Urum not on point with the scouting. Didn't build outposts all over the map like we see sometimes. And the camels will run from the monks. Everything will run from the monks. Andy does... He's going to reveal the castle, though. Part of me thinks he should have ran a bit to the right. Tried to be a bit more hidden with that. So he will click up now. Saracen's player using the market. And Imp's in the back TC. Outpost for him. He'll be securing an extra gold on the outside. Now Baba Urum sees the castle. That is... With Andy's being 90 seconds behind. Maybe not what he wanted. Baba Urum thought about doing crossbow, then realized, no. Skirms, they're the best unit in the game. I should be doing elite skirms. Lumber camp and an archery range on the way for Baba Urum. What was the quickest 2-1 or 1-2 set? Ooh, off the top of my head, I don't know. We have seen a couple of, I think, rage quits or early resigns in a few sets throughout TTL, but I guess that's bound to happen over time. And the gate now will crumble for Andy. And we'll see Trebs popping out for Baba Urum. And yeah, now Andy's second castle will be safe at home. And if he's not instantly losing a Treb war, I guess that works. The Dravidians, no siege engineers, but they do have bombard cannon. The Saracens themselves do have siege engineers. And also counterweights for their Trebs. But you're not going to do that in early Imp and Treb fight. And Treb goes for the castle. Andy has a bit of stone so he can repair that build, deciding I don't need to repair. I can just stand here and watch my friends repair. There's a bracer for the skirms, and skirms popping out for Baba Urum. And the Bills will try to repair the castle as it takes some damage from the Treb. And Andy, this is why I was kind of worried about the initial castle being out in the middle, but as fate would have it, it's the home castle that's trebbed first. Chemistry and block printing both on the way. Cannon attacking the castle. More vills run over to the castle. And that castle almost down. That's going to hit the Mamluk production if it does crumble, and it does. Down it goes. Falling to dirt as one treb at home for Andy, and he might have to rely on bombard cannon now. And monks are there to deal with the Mamluks, as are a good number of skirms when the Mamluks are unarmored. I guess that's the downside of going for Mamluks. They take so long to get to. You need your technologies. The faster imp from the Dravidians now is a good push from Baba Urwum. And maybe the relics are safer down there. Theocracy for Andy, but that's against Skirm, Hand Cannoneer. That should counter the monks quite well, and his Treb will go down. Treb down. And Trebs and the cannon attacking the TC. And oh wait, Andy's pushing to Baba Urwum's base. I was looking at that. I need to finish my coffee. I'm still waking up. We have a good push. That's why the monks are being researched. I'm like, wait, what's Andy gonna do? No, he's going forward. Okay. I have to look at the mini-map. We have a castle from Andy. I'm like, is Andy dead? No, he's not. He's pushing. We might have a base trade now. Well, this is why Andy has the relics in the middle of the map. He now can run over here, take Baba Urwum's base, and then have 5 relics. Who needs a base? Who needs a base when you have pikemen and a speedy ram there? Another workshop on the way. Guard tower for Andy. He could maybe do a couple of guard towers to try to hold on to his eco as long as he can. He will sneak some vills around the outside and migrate around the map to try to do a forward TC. Helps here to deal with camels, but they are fighting under the castle and won't want to fight the Mamluks. Okay, neither player has a base. Andy still has 4 relics, and he needs to decide where he runs the relics and hope that Baba Urwum doesn't destroy that monastery, because he has seen the monastery now, and he does have Trebs out on the middle of the map. So 132 to 119 vills, but who will have the better economy now? As Andy is running, he's trying to do a couple of guard towers just to hold on a bit longer. Oh, what did I say? What did I say at the start? He needs to fat slob this passage and run all the vills back here. He has the perfect map for this. Just pretend that he's not back there like he did with the monastery. Try to hide. Okay, these vills will go down. A couple of them will survive. But most of them will die. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Run for your lives and hope that you make it. And Avoin, hello. How you doing? Alright, so Andy here, now he's doing guard towers in the middle of Baba Urwum's base. And Andy's still with the relic lead. 4-0 now. Taking the forward stone, so he'll have more stone for towers. Baba Urwum moving to the middle of the map, where he can do a TC, but if Andy scouts that, he can treb it. It'll be a tile or so outside of his line of sight. Monastery does go down. And I think both players are going to lose their entire base. And we have a base droid. This is where I'm gonna need to swap the sides on the capture age scoreboard. They're everywhere now. Oh, the Vill's going down. It's lagging as they die. I don't think that tower is gonna save you, Andy. The cannon are there. Get your stone back. So Andy, he didn't run a Vill back into this corner. We'll just try to run and get forward. He still has 91 Vills after that. Baba Urwum trying to repair his cannon. A couple of cannon in the back of his base trying to stop the guard towers. Skirm's there getting domed by the cannon. And Andy is now playing a game of dodgeball. Ooh, almost got a hit there. Mamluk dies. He still doesn't have the final armor on the Mamluks. So if they're not fully armored, then the skirms are okay. Was ladder always random civ? I think most high-level players still choose random. And nice shot on the cannon. Cannon go down. And Astra Longgood, thank you for the follow. Skirms hit the Vills as the Treb takes out a barracks, and he's got a bunch of guard towers. He's being Trebbed from the other side from Baba Urwum. And he's still trying to push into Baba Urwum's base. Baba Urwum has a ton of Vills that, on that wood line, might die. As Andy does more towers. And he's towering the middle of the map, trying to stop Baba Urwum from taking gold. And he still has to be careful of those relics. If you convert some cannon there, that'd be good for him. As the range goes down, and the cannon will dodge each other. Ooh, nice shot on the cannon. And another cannon goes down. And he finally will call the GG, but okay, that was crazy. This push almost worked. Nice job by Baba Urwum to hold with some cannon at home. GG. Casual Quake duel in the base with grenade launchers. Okay, so that's 149 to 117. KD, and I think Andy got to the point where he couldn't get the Mamluks out in time. He opened Imp, but was slower going for the Trebor. Lost some ground because of that, and the Dravidian skirms were very scary. With those skirms, Dravidians are a good early Imp civ going skirm cannon. Go skirm cannon, you always have a chance. Oh, we're gonna cast T90. He's playing Arabia. I don't know who he's playing against. Emperor Vasily Alibaba Evich. But T90 casting time. Oh, wait, I'm still in the previous game. Hold on. Gotta leave the game from inside the game. And now it's T90 casting time. Said he was gonna do a workout. This is his workout. Yeah. I've made a lot of progress on getting my shoulder better, so I'm hoping I can get back to I'm still probably a couple months away from where I want to be, but hopefully I can get back to benching at the gym comfortably soon. So we had a GLHF U2. I don't know why I can't scroll back in the chat. I guess capture rate loaded too late. Slow progress is progress. It is. I am full on at the recover from the injury and don't press myself mode. Or don't push myself too much mode. His shoulder's been bothering me for way too long. I went to, as we have a pause now. Let's see. T90 said he needed 2 minutes. Yeah, my goal is to get my shoulder back over the next few months, and then hopefully over the summer, then I can start working on my knee and my ankle, and hopefully go running again at some point. And being in your 30s is tough, but I had a good few weeks or a couple months actually, of physical therapy. And the shoulder's better, not 100%, but I have a good collection of stuff to do from home, and slowly getting back into the gym. Running is bad for you? It's bad for you if your knee gives out. So archery range opening here from our Mongols player. And T90 up to the feudal age. Yeah, the full head, shoulders, knees, and toes. And hello, puppy saturation. Oh, is Ivy still around? She's been saturating my feed with puppy photos. It's been absolutely lovely. So no mill for the Mongols. Well, I guess if there's a civ to skip the mill on the berries, it's the Mongols if they want to take the chickens. So chicken Arabia and mill on the chickens. Spear chases the scout, and we'll have a house coming up for T90 as he also does a mining camp. Good coffee. Need good shoes and don't overdo the distance. In my youth, I ran 80 plus miles a week. I was not quite a college level runner, but probably like one step below that. Two of my high school teammates ran. One of them went to UConn, and another went to Pittsburgh. And a third of my teammates was probably the best runner of all of us, but he wasn't. He was a ball of energy that wasn't really fit for school. I think he had a 402 mile at one point. Need to get back into running 5 to 6 km a few times a week, but right now I'm just happy if I can walk to your groceries. That's where I'm at. I'm happy that I can walk. I was like, oh, I'll do something really short. I'll do 2 to 3 miles 3 or 4 times a week. And my knee was just like, nope, you can't do this anymore. Yeah, shin splints are awful. What happened? I got old. My knee was just like, you're too old for this now. So fletching for T90. And he'll try to defend with skirms and push out. Till after your kickball season. That sounds like an awful shin splint to have. So, villager on the wood line, still collecting some wood pushed off of the trees by the archers. More archers and a skirm keep running around as the skirm tries to keep the scout away. Skirm also will push the archers back. Every time you sprinted made them worse, yep. Usually they're just overuse or increasing too quickly type of injury, from my experience. But when the increases are much slower than I'm used to, it's hard to manage them properly. Padded archer armor for T90, and he still has a group of archers and skirms forward, but so far it looks like he's fairly stymied by this skirmisher defense. A lumber camp forward on a forward wood line. That scout being annoying to the skirms, pushing them back. Some vills pulled to fight, and it looks like that scout cannot pathfind away, so nice job to kill the scout. And all of a sudden now, this army from T90 might have to pull back, or he's just going to go around the side. Hello, Noob Netrum. Your coworker is 50 and runs 20 km every day. If your joints hold up to it, definitely possible. Not even 24-14, only 24-13. And, oh. Is that farm adjacent to the mill, or is there a gap? There has to be a gap, because I see a dead forage bush there. It's not too bad, though. Won't judge him too harshly for that one. Gap at the edge of the house wall there for red, and gap at the edge of the map here too. Two one-tile gaps at the back. Can be annoying if T90 finds them eventually if they're not filled in. T90 does get the scout of red, defends on his hill. So far pretty defensive for both players, but red has the higher skirmisher number here, and T90 will run headfirst into that and regret doing so. A surprise farm inspection. Always got to inspect the farms, make sure they're in the right positions. Still would have liked the farm maybe here instead of back there. And now T90, he used the gold as part of his wall instead of walling in front of it, so that'll force up a tower. Did go for a pretty huge wall to the edge of the map. And we'll have done the same thing walling on the stone, too. So if he wants a mining camp for stone, Could also be threatened by the skirms and the archers, and he won't be able to afford the next tower, of course, because he doesn't have the stone for it after making one tower on the gold. And there we have Castle Age for both of them. And archers still will be patrolling in front of that stone. Make more skirms, make more skirms, yes. Pulling to Narnia. And, well, up to the Castle Age, both of them will be at the same time. T90 thinking, oh, let's sneak around with the archers. And there is still a hole there between the houses that was not properly filled in. Oh, there's another house and another house. Still not filling the hole. T90's gonna get in, isn't he? Yes, he is. Oh, no. Phil went down. Yeah, building a labyrinth instead of walls. Kills a spear, and now he'll disrupt the woodline a bit. Skirms will clean the archers, though. Walls made of Swiss cheese. Hello, Don Pesto. How you doing? There's T90 up to the Castle Age. And also Castle Age from Red. TC from Red 2. We'll have Bowsaw and Bodkin for T90. And oh no, he has a hole in his wall. Those skirms had better provide a good defense. As he has Elite Skirm Bodkin, while both players do. That's how you play AoE2 these days. Oh, maybe not, as you go Knights. What is this? Viking Knights from T90. He will have that free hand cart, so good eco for pumping Knights. But no bloodlines and no husbandry. So it can be hard to use them effectively. Maybe he gets... well, defend with the tower. Do what he can with the Elite Skirms to whittle the crossbow numbers down and then fight with the Knights. Ooh, we might be going too early, though. Oh, the crossbows have the hill here. The Knights don't have armor. He didn't need to fight there. He didn't need to fight there. And now, crossbows, they'll survive. They'll run away. Don't want to overstay their welcome against the skirms, but that is now allowed Red to do 3 TCs in the back and continue adding in more crossbows. With the Knights, the skirms do have their armor, so crossbows won't want to fight them, but they can fight the Knights, and we'll have a workshop on the way. Is it time for siege towers for the Mongols? Drill siege towers? Or they get nerfed in the new patch? I think it is time for that. Mangonel on the way. Pikemen drill siege towers. That's what we want to see. We're on the stone for the castle. On the stone for the castle. I'll need to get imp first for drill, though. Knight goes down. TC forces the other knight away. And we'll have the TC coming up here for T90. He'll get a workshop up in front of it, too. As more farms get added in around here. We'll have chain barding armor on the way for T90 at that blacksmith. Another TC at the front with a workshop in front of it. And we'll see if T90 can find some counterattack damage now, because he's down by 12 vills. And the eco is still pretty close because of the wheelbarrow and handcart he got for free. But he'll need to get some damage here to try to even up the Vil count. And we don't have Town Watch in for red. So as he's dealing with the workshop at the front, we'll have to deal with the fact T90 will get in on his gold. And perfectly positioned. And he should be able to pick off a couple of Vils. We'll focus first the crossbows. They'll go down much more easily to the skirms. And now all the Vils have to run. He'll get 2 Vils there. Or no, actually he won't. There's the second. No? There is the second Vil. A better micro there. Probably could have gotten 3, maybe 4 Vils. But at least he does clean that up. Doesn't lose a skirm, he'll get out. Can't believe only 2 TTL matches today. Everyone's scheduled pretty efficiently during the week. So we are going to have a show match on Sunday, hopefully between TTL matches, but we'll have a couple of new custom maps. I'll post some details about that in Discord later. But beyond TTL, we'll have some games on Sunday to cast too. Mangonel hits the knight. Oh, and the knight goes down. What do Vikings do against Mangudai? Arbalests with the Bogsvigard tech. And then you hope that Mongols can't get Drill Siege Onager in a 1v1. And ooh, skirms there to pick farms. Nice, the 1 HP farm getting picked off. Mangonel goes over the head of the skirms as other skirms go down. And they'll have ballistics on the way from T90. TC hits the skirm. Skirm takes some damage. And Mangonel's on the hill going for the range. Crossbows snipe off a knight. And Mangonel goes down. Ooh. Mangonel sniped. Have 4 HP left on the Mangonel. And oh my gosh, is this a doubt castle? Is this a doubt castle from red? Oh, the crossbow's hit by the Mangonel. T90's pulling this back. He's down 20 Vils, but he might deny the castle. Red's doing everything he can to out-micro this. Oh, he desperately has to repair that Mangonel. If that Mangonel had taken just a tiny bit more damage, this castle would be denied. But he gets the Mangonel hit. Oh, that was so close to 2-0 Mangonels for T90, but now the castle will go up. And that might just be enough to end the game with this Vil count. We'll have ballistics for red. And T90's skirms taking a Mangonel hit on the left, too. Is this live? Didn't T90 say he went to the gym? This is live. This is live. Is he playing from the gym? Imagine that. T90 brings his laptop to the gym. And, like, every set he'll pause, he'll do his bench. Then, in between sets while he's resting, he'll tab over, start playing the game again. Time spent in the gym is time not spent in the server. Or he brings it on the treadmill, like he's probably jogging while playing this game. He messes up his micro, he'll have excuses. There's a market for red. And Imp on the way for red too. Skirm hit by the tower. Ooh, dodging by hopping into TC just in time against the Mangonel. So TC, the TC there will be threatened, and T90 will be around 50 seconds slower to Imp. Maybe around 40 seconds. And Lily, hello Lily, how you doing? Oh my gosh. We saw that, Red, we saw that. Playing against T90 doesn't mean you can make your farms out there. This farm's a bit off too. I wouldn't keep farming around this TC. If I were red right now. Mangonel there, nice split to snipe the Mangonel. They'll go for the next Mangonel. Do you know what that's D90 trying to do? To dodge, let the skirms do a bit more damage. Mangonel deciding we'll fight the skirms from the hill. One goes down. Don't think that was quite worth it. And that'll be 5 Mangonel for red. So we'll have Light Cav, Scale Barding, Handcart, Bloodlines, and Imperial Age all on the way. And forward Castle from T90. Okay, let's go Castle Drop. Imp TC is this one, so not threatened by the castle. And TC over on the side for red. Ooh, skirm hit by the Mangonel. And there's Imp, and where are the Trebs? They're on their way. And Vikings not being first to Imp is rough for them. The Trebs will probably have a great hill, atop which they can unpack and start trebbing away at that castle. 4 stables also for red. Looks like he wants to go Mangonel plus Hussar. Could be a good combo against the Vikings. Of course, the Vikings don't have halbs. Have to rely on chieftains, pikemen that have more HP. So let's not knock over a coffee even when it's empty. Move that to the other part of my desk where I will not hit it with my arm. Move my arm around. Chemistry plus a bracer for T90 as the crossbows get over towards the wood line. And oh, this could be a nice raid for him. At the same time, the Trebs will start deploying. He has a couple of skirms in the back. Red's gonna lose some vills here. Red definitely lose some vills here. Oh, what is this? Red not noticing the crossbow raid, not noticing the skirms in the back. All of a sudden, T90's going to take a villager lead. Take a vill lead here. Those vills running, but these crossbows have chemistry now. A couple of hussars in the back to try to clean the vills. Remember, Mongol hussars have more hit points, but they miss the final armor upgrade. So against arbalests, that tends to be usually worse than hussars that would have normal HP but get the final armor. Against melee units, they tend to be a bit better. And Mangonel on the hill will clear T90's Mangonel. Conscription on the way from this castle. Arb and chemistry just about finished. The hussars are trying to find this crossbow army. T90 will do what he can to hide in the corner. The hussars will see it. Arb will be in during the fight. Is there a chance the Arbalests win this? I don't think so. Maybe they'll have a bit of a hill. Okay, no, that was close though. That was close. Up, and we have a pause. What's the pause? Pause by T90. Probably has a bunch of people staring at him in the gym as he's playing.
Yes.
So we'll get a 14 from him. There we go. Trebs on the hill still taking out the workshop. And we'll have a couple of stables on the side for red. And there we go. Bogsvigar. Finish for T90. So you will have fully upgraded Viking Arbs. They'll just miss the final armor. But in terms of attack, fully upgraded. Had to adjust the weights he was lifting in the meantime. Right. Mangonel hit by the Arbs. Arbs clearing some more crossbows. Hussar is moving in on the Arbs. Can T90 take this fight? The Arbs are very strong with that upgrade. No thumb ring though. I missed the Vikings having thumb ring. Well, the Hussars will be cleared. Yeah, the Hussars will be cleared. They'll count still pretty even. T90 with more pop. And the Arb raids continue. The problem is the Vikings don't have a great melee option for clearing the Trebs right away. Sticking to the Arbs. Hussars trickling in. Just like you don't want to trickle your Trebs, you don't trickle your Hussars against Arbs. And iron casting on the way. We still don't have anything from the workshops from the Mongols. And that could be downside for them, is how do you clear the Arbs now? How do you clear the orbs indeed if you're trying to spam hussars? Maybe your food eco could lead to onagers at some point. T90 trying to claim more gold on the map, doing a castle on the side. And I actually think he's in a good position now. I actually do. Elite Berserk on the way. Is that going to be worthwhile? That'll be his way of fighting. He'll need chieftains, but that'll be his way of fighting the cav. He'll also need the upgrades, and you also probably do want to get pikemen just so you can add them in as the trash unit. Berserk killing a Vil. More Vils around the mining camp. Vil goes down. Cyrus picked the Berserk off. And our beautiful guard tower. I've been seeing so many guard towers recently. They're beautiful building. Okay, so we do have Elite Berserk now, but the castle under a tower. I know the tower doesn't deny a castle, but this is usually not where you want to place your castles, already under towers. And the Alps here should slaughter these Vils in the Mangudai. Mangudai also missed the final armor upgrade. They don't have Parthian yet, so they really don't want to fight the Arbs. And that is a doubt castle there from Red as T90 takes the score lead. And the focus on Mangudai, maybe not what you want against the Vikings if they're going Arb. Ooh, box formation saying, Onager the middle and miss all of us. Yes, Bob's Vinegar is in. That was very costly for Red, and now the Treb is attacking the Foundation. That has to be deleted. Elite Mangudai on the way, but is that actually the tech line you want to go for against the Arbs? Part of me saying drill Onager would still be the way to go. Even if T90 goes full infantry, then you go drill heavy Scorpion. Mangudai are expensive and don't feel like the counter you want for the Vikings. Or Steppe Lancers? Steppes, I think, still would probably fall off against the Arbs. Yeah, Arb probably hard for the Mongols to deal with at this point. Yeah, the 10 Steppes would disappear. But Vil's getting hit by the Arbs. We'll have Iron Casting or T90. And I think he can get a couple of Trebs and push, and he should have enough Arbs to defend the Trebs against the Mangudai. As long as you thin Mangudai numbers against your Trebs, you're probably happy with yourself. What are these Berserks doing? T90 with outposts all over. I like seeing the outposts. Gives him great vision. And the monk will carry the relic in, go down. And the Vils dodging ballistics. Arbs want to be atop a hill in this fight. T90 will shoot and run away. Those Hussars will melt. And I think if he just stands on the hill, he should take a decent fight. Mangudai going down, you're probably more than happy to trade Arbs for Mangudai. Even if you do lose the fight eventually. And that was, all in all, I think a good fight for T90, but one Red had to take to ensure that the Vils at the north were not cleaned up by the Arbs. A couple of Berserks raiding the eco, trying to be annoying. Mangudai will have to go to clean them up. And we'll have a forward castle underneath 5 trebuchets for T90, who is trying to wall out the Hussar raids. At the very least, we'll have to go under a couple of towers and some castles. And T90 does have a good set of TCs in the back. Stone Miner's a bit exposed, but not much stone left for them anyway. And the Mangudai, oh, they want to jump the Trebs before the castle goes up, though. They are elite. The Trebs will go down fast. Oh, how many Trebs will they snipe? 1, 2, they'll get all 5. 3, 4. Alright, they'll get 4 out of 5 Trebs. Red certainly happy with that outcome as he retakes the score lead now that the Trebs go down. That was costly. Castle just not in time. The Arbs, since he got cleaned up in the front, T90 didn't have the bulk yet in the back to protect the Trebs. Needed to reamass a bit more from the ranges, I think, before going for that push. Is Chieftains in? Nope, no Chieftains. Red not using this Treb. He doesn't want to trickle them. He's being extra careful not to trickle them in. He's going for Hussar raids now. Okay, now he's getting Hussar raids. T90 trying to be walled, but not enough. He's open at the front, and the Hussars are getting in. At least all this arrow fire should be able to clean them rather quickly, but T90's eco starting to be idled a bit. Has to clean up those 20 idle vills he has now, while also focusing on the Treb fight. And the Hussar raids, getting a few vills here and there. T90 still at 130 plus. And the Berserk raids have been nice in the back. Berserk ready to fight that Hussar. Red will have to clear with the TC. Yeah, that's true. Red hasn't gotten relics either. T90 does have 3 of them. Sometimes you can't get so laser focused on the castle fights as T90's like, he's just laughing. He's laughing at Nilly dooming that Treb to some castle fire with his pathing. All the same with the Berserks. Where's your gather point, T90? Where's the gather point on that castle? Gather point has to be in the back. 2 Trebs for him, but if the castle goes down, the Mingedai can repeat the feat of sniping the Trebs, and T90 out of stone, won't buy it from the market, and we can watch that Viking castle fall to the ground. Down it goes. You know, he did not get chieftains, no. Did not get chieftains. And he has to take 1 fight with the Yarbs, not at 200 pop. And Mingedai Hussar pushing in. Looks like this will do it. T90 losing all of the Trebs again. That's another 3 Trebs. Oh, so much gold and wood lost as the Trebs are destroyed. And also that's gold access loss for T90. He's selling food, buying stone. And it is very suddenly gone wrong for him as he's lost so many Trebs. This was a decent fight for him, but he couldn't remass the Yarbs fast enough to protect his Trebs. Now that felt like he gets the castle, gets the Trebs, and gets maybe 20 more Arbs there, then he's okay, but he pushed a bit prematurely with the Trebs. It's weird to say he trickled Trebs when there were 5 of them, but same principle applies. Fighting with Trebs before you're able to defend them. He'll try to turn those Hussars into some fertilizer for his farms in the back now, but he's falling farther and farther behind. Still up in res collected, but now down in vills. Neither of these civs have Halp. They both have pikemen. Neither of the civs are Halp civs. So what does he do now? He has the Arbs, he has the Berserks, but he's at 150 pop. If he's going to take a fight, he needs to get 200 pop with Arbs. But I feel like he takes 1 more fight, the Arbs get cleaned, and then that might be it. Arbs coming forward, trying to snipe vills by the Trebs. Mingedai sniping the Arbs. Mingedai indeed sniping the Arbs. That's a lot of dead Arbs. But the Trebs go down to a few Berserks as the Mingedais were focused on the Arbs, but not enough. T90 will call the GG. And that'll be it for him. So, military 307 to 293 KD for Red. Better eco for T90 even up to the very end. That was back and forth in Imp. Felt like T90 almost had it when he cleared the initial Mingedai and had some map control. But losing the Arbs, losing the Trebs, turned stuff around in a hurry. What happened to Andy's set? That wasn't a set, that was just a game. That was not a set. He did play well. Let's see, what is Chrome gonna make me do? In terms of the ads. Oh, it's almost off. Alright, so I'm gonna play an ad and take a quick break myself, then we'll cast more ranked games. We'll see if T90 plays again. You have Lewis withdrawal. Oh no. Yep, T90 will be playing again, so we'll watch it on the T90. I'm gonna go grab a quick break myself, though. Oh, thank you, Hackerman Lex, for the sub.
Venison.
And I am Tartine, thank you for the follow. So I'll be right back. Alright, you ready for more T90 gameplay? It'll be T90 against Willy Wonka. Although, oh, Storyco. It's a different name than the player uses on the dashboard, so. Or than is used by the player on the dashboard. I guess the dashboard is the arbiter, not the player. And you're really going hard at the gym today. Where did he say he was going to the gym? Is that on his Discord somewhere? I guess he didn't like stream in the morning that I missed and say he's going to the gym. That'd be too early for him. Oh, did he cast the TTL game today? Really? He cast Daniel? Waiting for me to come to Italy. Thank you. Thank you for the sub.
Very well. The iron boar lairs near here. Let the one who kills this mighty beast lead our people.
Kid.
Oh, look at those berries. Look at those berries. It lasted 3 minutes total. We casted Daniel to DuDuZhu too. So here he's forward with militia. And the scouts will fight each other. Militia coming forward. We'll see if... Oh, Celts! Celts Koreans! In a classic AOC matchup. The Koreans don't have siege onager anymore. That feels so wrong. Oh, Ducks, thank you for the sub.
Barbarossa, I have some unfortunate news for you. You see, it is I who should be Holy Roman Emperor. Kneel before the lion.
Oh, thank you, Ducks. Good morning. Good morning. See, this has been a great month in terms of subs for us. Like I said, this has been one of our best months, so thank you all for the support. T90's rant about DuDuZhu lasted more than any of the games, and he went to the gym. Well, it must have been a quick session at the gym for him already to be playing games. What if we gave them both rocket carts and mangonels? That'd be nice.
Yes.
And double bit axe there. Yes, T90 saying, haha, I killed your scout. Yes. He's going for the house. This is simply a Celt drush. No man-at-arms upgrade because he's in the Dark Age. Didn't even notice he was Dark Age that long. So is he gonna FC? Will he have the food for that? I don't think so. Just more militia into men-at-arms. Alright, drush into men-at-arms. Let's go. Can't play 1v1s after the gym. You're usually tired and play bad. I hope you like fire lancers and siege towers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. No, it's Koreans. No. No. Don't do that to us. Don't do that to us. We've had enough. We've had enough of them. No more lancers and siege towers. Oh, those berries are really far forward and didn't find his cows. And Little John 08, thank you for the follow. And the scout, we'll find those cows over there. We'll pick them up. Men-at-Arms getting in on the gold as the mining camp goes down. Vil goes down. And the Men-at-Arms will escape. Oh, will he go for the house again? Destroy the house. Oh, he's going for the house. That's how. It's a low HP house. It'll be repaired, though. It'll be repaired just in the nick of time as the skirms come over. And mining camp goes back. With a heart in the chat. Look at this banter. Woad Raider should kill Lancer Siege Tower if Tristan can get to that. That's true. We could go Woad Raider Siege Tower with extra HP on the Siege Tower. Wait, for Celtica, plus 40% Siege Weapon HP. Oh, that'll apply to the Siege Towers. And then Castles heal Allied Infantry. I've never seen that be useful. Vil's popping out of the TC as the Men-at-Arms keep running around.
Kid.
Vills will go to build a house. Have I never seen a fight under a Celt castle? Honestly, not really. You don't really fight underneath castles. You try to avoid that for the most part. And Celt castles themselves are not something that you particularly want to ram push because the Wood Raiders are a melee unit that can pop out and destroy the rams. And, ooh, wall. Will that matter that it's not up? Is there a hole? Don't think there's a hole. No arson for T90. And, oh, well, there's a house, and is this a bit of a trap? The men-at-arms are speedy, they'll get away. Remember, Celt men-at-arms, they move faster, so 1.06 speed as though they had squires in the feudal age. And they will outrun the archers and the skirms by 1/10 of a tile per second. And what's the bonus? Infantry moves? Yeah, it's staggered per age, so in the castle age it'll be better than squires. 5, 10, 15, 20. And there is castle age on the way for T90 as he is walling himself up fully. And now, where will he go once he gets castle? Will he send a Vil forward? Will he be thinking of the Huang? More men-at-arms? Will he be thinking siege tower longswords? Wolf attacking the Celt men-at-arms. But the wolf's too slow to catch them. Oh, that poor wolf won't catch up. Good job, Scout, protecting your friends. Nobody seems to be going pikes with Vikings. It's a big difference not having the bonus attack that the Halbs do. So men-at-arms for T90 as Castle Age comes in. And a spear coming down. Ooh, nice flowers beneath the single rock there. That's cute. Don't think there's a hole over here, but the spear will poke around just to check. And arson will be on the way for T90. There's T90 up to the castle age. He's adding in a house. Gives like plus 16. More than that, maybe? Depends on what you're fighting, because if you're fighting camels or elephants, there are even more bonuses added on top of that. So the long swordsman upgrade is in, and they will be attacking that house. They still, let's see, they have their arson, just need their blacksmith upgrades, but that house will melt to the long swords. Look at them go. Look at them go. Celt's OP now. There's the workshop. The spear from red, at least we'll see the workshop, but there is a scorpion and a monastery following it up. Monastery to convert any pesky knights. And the long swords will have to dodge the archers now. Bodkin not in. T90 will try to find a way to get away. And 1.1 speed to 0.96. And they will speed their way along the edge of the map and try to avoid the archers, loop around the outside, and maybe get back into the range of that friendly scorpion. Those two scorpions. As the monastery goes up. It's elephant rams? I don't know the exact armor values. And Scorpion's finding the feudal age archers, getting a nice couple of bolts in there. And defensive workshop immediately from red. Leads some rocket carts. But with a nice relic next to the monastery, T90 will keep moving around the rest of the map with longswords, getting some good scouting of the corners, increasing the score. He's up by 800 score. Second TC for red, as he'll be mining stone. Trying to get for a castle at this point. Maybe a castle slows the push. The Scorpions will keep moving forward for T90. And he'll do wheelbarrow behind this, and he'll get a second TC too. So not an all-in push. There'll be eco behind this push. There's the rocket cart. Longswords immediately dodge. Since they're so fast, they can close the distance and kill it. Or destroy it. Still waiting for the siege tower to come out for T90. And I want to see the longswords in the siege tower. Run that rocket cart directly into the TC. Snipe it off and get out. And oh, here's T90 again. Using the gold as part of the wall might be punished for it if the crossbows and skirms come over, and the Vills will have to retreat. Ganel and Scorpions going for the workshop as that rocket cart takes down the longswords. You get on Blue's case for not taking the relics now. He has one of the relics. I think he's doing it. He's got the monk somewhere. There's the monk healing up. Okay. He got one relic. He can do a monk and take more. And that workshop gonna go down as long as he doesn't make it all his own longswords. And yep, down it goes. Only one rocket cart. This is where you really do need the siege tower to pick off the rocket cart. And siege workshop for T90. Mangonel takes down the cart. And T90 has a bit of a hill. Don't think he can hit the TC from the hill, but he can hit the farms at least. And why not kill the farms? Well, at the same time, though, breakthrough on T90's palisade wall at home. I think he has walled towards his TC behind that, though. A couple of stray Vills will go down for the raid, though. As crossbows and skirms will be able to hold the gold pile. They don't want to dive the TC. And T90 had deleted some farms in case he needed to wall. He was prepared for that. One house right here, then, basically stops a dive because you'd have two TCs over here. So, big boom for T90 behind this guard tower defense. Nothing too surprising there from the Koreans to go guard towers. As the cart keeps the longsword away. They don't have reduced minimum range here anymore, Bob. That bonus has been put out to pasture. The team bonus now is Vill's extra line of sight. T90 did not re-wall anymore. Those crossbows could get back in as T90 is shopping the forward straggler. And it'll be elite skirm for T90. Doesn't have too many yet, still relying on the long swords. So is there a way for Red to come back into this game? He's down in Vills, but so far so good for the guard towers. Never want to be surprised if Koreans do well late game. They have the gunpowder to make the Celts struggle a bit. They also have the Fire Lancers, but Fire Lancers not really what you want against the longswords. Another archer armor for T90, and he'll do a tower on the way out here. They change stuff faster than I can learn it. Koreans are still extra range to me. I missed that bonus. So Siege Workshop at home for T90 as he's being tower rushed. And rocket carts almost hitting the skirms. Almost. Mangonels from the workshop, those faster firing Celt Mangonels. But you don't want to go Mangonels under Korean guard towers. And more towers are on the way for Red as he keeps pushing forward. T90 with some outposts will be up to the north in front of the gold. And some crossbows come around. Wolf will look to eat some skirms as the skirms pick off a couple of crossbows. And more guard towers up for Red. T90 losing access to a couple of farms because of the towers. And yet would hit this farm. Those two he might need to delete. And honestly, walling behind this might be good. Crossbows around the front still for Red, but T90 has a 20-vil lead. As long as he doesn't die to this raid, he should still be in a very good position. Ballistics on the way. And he's doing his own defensive workshop by his wood line. That'll be 2 defensive workshops. And castle at the front. Castle at the front. A 0-build castle now, as the Mangonels want to take out the guard tower first. The skirms come back for T90. We'll be fending off the skirms from red. And 1 tower goes down. It's okay, sometimes I forget the Aztecs don't get free lube anymore. Same. Sometimes I get Aztecs and go 5 militia drush just for the fun of it. Longswords go for the skirms. And that castle will be up. More rocket carts get underneath the castle, the beautiful Celt castle. And it will pick off the rocket carts. Down they go. And now at the 20-build lead, I think T90's pulling even farther ahead. Monks go down to the crossbows, but T90 does have 4 relics now. Play Saracen CA. Yeah, with all the random changes they've made, Saracen CA no longer having the attack bonus against buildings was a random nerf. And Scorpion dealing some crossbows here. They'll go down. And T90 committing to the TC. Will that go up as the crossbows come over? They might pick off a vill or 2 here. No, they're not. They're just going to try to get in. Where are they going to go, though? Just over away from the Scorpion, maybe? But they won't deny the TC. Maybe could have denied that. Defensive castle in his base. Have that from T90. As they'll use that to clear at least one of these towers. We'll hit the first one. That'll help him reclaim some of his initial farming space. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 TCs for him. As he clears a rocket cart. And also crossbows. Ooh, the splits, the dances. It's a rocket cart. And that's now 4 Celt Mangonels pushing. Love to see a bunch of fire lancers die horribly to find Celtic longswordsmen. I need a good stretch in the morning. Still waking up. It's still only 10 a.m. That TTL, that initial TTL set was far too short. So ram push now from red to get into the guard towers. I mean, from T90 to get into the guard towers, as red will try to defend his own towers. And T90 will move out across the map for another castle. Bills forward, though, for red, and that could just be enough to keep the castle alive. Looks like he misclicked and clicked the palisade, though. Bills need to fight. They're not going to fight. Okay, it's going to be a rocket cart. No, I think they could have kept the castle there. Fight, though, is going to be... Oh, that's why, because there's some crossbow micro. Crossbow micro, as they'll pick off a couple of Mangonels and a Vill. Will T90 sacrifice a Mangonel for a crossbow hit? He will. How do they lose to unmanned rams? They ram stuff. Sometimes the rams are just what you need. But Micro Nerd, says T90, watching the crossbows stay within minimum range of the Mangonel. So how he loses to that is he was paying attention over here. T90 was himself being a Micro Nerd. Crossbows hit by the Mangonel. Mangonel goes down. We'll have a tower and a house from red. Tower in the middle. 4 relics still for T90, so what's his relic goal? That over 1k so far. So whoever said get the relics, well, you gave him a good idea. The relics have come in very handy. And nice castle fire. And Woad Raider time. Woad Raider time. They maybe need to hop inside the ram instead of dancing. Oh, there it is. Yes, siege tower. Siege tower from T90. Let's go. Let's go. Woad Raiders in a siege tower. The Woad Raiders will be slower than a siege tower, even if it's fully garrisoned. So 1.35 to 1.3. But at least it provides them some armor for transportation. Yeah, go, go, go. Get in the tower. Get in the tower. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yeah, if you can't beat him, join him. T90, after all the siege tower stuff you've seen, going for it himself. There they go. Woad wants to hop in. Needs one more Woad. The Woad's faster, so he'll catch up. And where's it going? Oh, it wants to find these crossbows. Choo-choo. Yeah, they'll pop out and clean the crossbows and pop back in. And he sees it. He sees it. There's the 11s from Red. 11s from T90 as well. Woads will probably hop into there. There we go. There we go. The old drive-by Woad. Well, castle time. Red will construct a castle, and this won't be over yet. Imp on the way for T90 will be up faster. And now I can say I lost the siege towers. You gave me the idea. I'm fine with that. Here it goes. Zooming in. It'll be scouting. Zooming about. And T90 up to the Imperial Age. Oh, is he going to get to the wood line? Surprised Cav Archer is the first choice. Or Cav Armor is the first choice. He's hit him with a just passing. That castle could have been more forward. Could have been more forward. Triple Workshop. Is this for Siege Tower production? He's going Cavalier. So Celt Cavalier. I hope he goes Celt Paladins. There's for Celtic and Siege Ram. The final infantry armor. It's a lot of upgrades and expensive ones too. Looking every tech. That's how to do it. You never know when you might need that score for the score victory. So I hope we see Celt Paladins. It looks like that's what he's going to go for. And yes, we're doing it, Celt Paladins. Let's go, chat. Are you ready? Are you ready for Celt Paladins? It should be pretty decent, but not great. I mean, they missed the final armor and they missed bloodlines. At least they do have husbandry. But will they be able to clean the wagons as a keep comes up and rams go to ram the keep? Hello, Adam. Well, I was always one step behind. There's the GG, and we won't get to... All in GG before the Paladins. Before the Celt Paladins. Let's check out the military. Yeah, everything better for T90 right from the start. I know, we wanted Paladins. Hera playing the highest rated viewer on TTL maps all day. MBL's playing TTL maps, 1v1 TTL maps. Let's see, what is the schedule? We have Dogao, Ganji in 2 hours, and Deeker Stark in 8 hours. Oof. And Ganji Morgugu is tomorrow. Gotta decide what I want to do in my stream schedule. We've casted for 2 hours, and we've been casting T90. T90 will probably be back on to cast that later then. See, we could cast Hera MBL. Are they in a... What are they doing? Are they in a private game? Yeah, I don't actually see that on the dashboard, unless they just started. Yeah, I guess I can't cast that. If G90's not playing, there really isn't much going on other than Hera MVL then. I might... I might just raid someone then, and then maybe come back later for the set at 23 GMT between Deeker and Stark in 8 hours. So there isn't much going on right now. I know, we did want Pallies. Who's we getting into? There's Overtaken versus Cosmonaut we could cast. Community games. We're hopefully going to do more community games next month. I still need to... I've been doing so many hardware updates. I need to still finish them before I jump into commie games. I need to update my overlay and everything for the commie game scenes too. Yeah, so I think I'll do that. I think I'll be back later today. Probably after T90 does more casting. And he'll probably cover the Dogao Ganji set, I'm guessing. I'll be back later. So yeah, I think then 23 GMT I'll be back to cast the Stark Deeker set. I've loved Stark's. He had an amazing set against Bad Koala earlier. So hopefully that continues. Maybe we cast one more game, then we head off. Yeah, let's cast Overtaken Cosmonaut. And then we'll raid someone. That way we stream at least for like 2 hours. Oh, I didn't leave T90's game. Yeah, one more Arabia. We'll do Overtaking Cosmonaut. We need more arena games on the ladder. That Andy game on arena was nice. Alright, so Cosmonaut, we'll put him in blue so it's not red versus green. We'll have Overtaken as the red Persians to the north and Cosmonaut as the blue Tatars to the south. It'll be, I'd call it Chicken Arabia, but it's actually Hair Arabia. And, well, this looks pretty wallable for Cosmonaut looking at that map. You wall in front of the gold, that goes to the edge of the map. Wall there and you're safe. Wall across there, your barriers maybe a bit forward. On the same, similarly Overtaken, wall there, wall here. And then you can either go to the TC or try to wall in front of the berries, but you have a very quick wall to the TC if you want. "25 high-level Arabia games and 0 on other maps." It's almost like people enjoy playing Arabia. And the whole map ban system where you can't play Arabia because people ban it is a bad idea. Same thing for Arena. I still can't believe the Arabia desync bug has lasted as long as it has. When did that start? That's probably been here for a year, right? It's been going on for months at least. But that Arabia desync has been in the game forever. So let me queue up a single map. I 1000% agree. Yeah, it's this weird thing, right? When you played on Voobly, it did a lot to take people who wanted to play the same settings and put them together. Like, you launched it, you saw all of your friends, you saw the lobbies they were in, you could spectate their games and wait to join them. You had the list of all the games, you could figure out what you wanted to join and join it. And people who wanted to join, even if there weren't all that many lobbies open, they could at least spectate the game and wait for people to finish playing and drop off, then they'd hop up and play. DE is like the completely opposite setting, where if people want to play the same settings, but they queue like a couple minutes away from each other, you'll say you have your 4v4 Black Forest game, but then the people who want to play Black Forest will be spread out. Some of them will be on Arabia, some of them will be on Arena. Some of them might get a BF game, but then they'll be queued in that game with people who don't really want to play BF and just didn't have enough bans. So it's like the matchmaking system actively separates people, which is like the opposite of what you want from the matchmaking ladder. You ban Arabia. Well, that's the thing, right? If there's like one map you don't want to play, you can ban it. But then if you're in a team game situation, you're in a team who really wants to play a map, then one person banning it on the other team means you don't get to play it. So I definitely agree that being able to pick the settings better in queue specifically for what you want is kind of a necessary way of making an AoE2 system. Maybe people don't enjoy playing Arabia and Arena. Well, they can then queue other maps, right? It'd be nice if there were some type of like other system, right? Because aside from Arabia and Arena, at least for 1v1, maybe Mega Random, but there isn't like one single map that people play over and over and over. If you had some type of Arabia, Arena, random land map, and then full random queue. Straight up queues opponents and maps. I don't think, well, choosing opponents maybe. I don't think choosing maps would devalue it at all. I think that actually make the latter better, because you'd have much more accurate elos. Right now, if you're like good at Arena but never play water maps, your elo is gonna ping pong based on the maps you get, and it's not really gonna represent anything. Choosing these apps, I think that would be a huge improvement to the ladder. You would choose the map every time. I think your elos would become far more accurate for player skills then. Loom on the way for Cosmonaut. I mean, we had that for Voobly for years, where you chose the map, chose the opponent, and I don't think that was ever devalued at all. I think the only thing that would happen would be people wouldn't play Huang. Right? He'd play a ladder, or people wouldn't want to play against someone who does the same strat over and over and over by force picking. Which at the same time is kind of like what people say when they want more variety, right? Instead of one player doing the same thing over and over with the same settings, you kind of get more variety by not being forced into that. That wasn't a ranked ladder. Voobly was ranked. I mean, it's a ranked lobby system versus a ranked ladder, but it still was the exact same elo system. So we have a house going up for Cosmonaut. See, I've never thought that map types were a good way to do it. Because why would someone queue for a map that's like Arabia when they could just play Arabia? Or a map that's like Arena when you could just play Arena? I think that the maps that are popular for a reason. And I think we saw that in KOTD, where we saw so many different openings and Dark Ages and gameplay situations from Civ differences. Even though it was the same map, and in many ways, like Arabia random Civ. Oh my gosh, the quick wall from Overtaken around the Drush from Cosmonaut. In many ways, I think Arabia Random Civ gives you more variety than you get from a map pool where you pick civs. Or even, like in Red Bull, even though the maps were different, they all led to Korean mirrors. And maybe that's a bit extreme because it's Empire Wars. But I think you get the same thing. You get you put Yucatan in the pool, you have your Mongols force pickers. Put a water map, you'll force pick, I don't know what's the best water civ these days. If it's not Vikings, then maybe Armenians. What a trap with a diagonal gate, too. Those are really hard to place because of the 2x2 middle. When you're even when you can rotate them. The Empire Wars does drive it to extremes, but I think the same problem does exist. As long as you have a force pick. Yeah, that's kind of why Arabia is so popular, at the very least. Force picking is somewhat minimized by the map. And Vale hit by the archers. Pick civ leads to convergence of strategy regardless of map. In some sense, but I think maps also lend themselves to pick civ more. Skirms pick off archers. Like Arabia Huns back in the day was one civ, but you still saw a lot of in-game variety. Because the Huns had basically had access to all the different openings. And you saw your drushes, scouts, archers, skirms, towers, forwards, drush FC, cav archers. You saw pretty much everything. Whereas if you were Aztecs force picking, you'd have seen 5 militia drush FC every single game. If you could choose your opponents, could you also single out Smurfs? I mean, that you could, right? you could find people who are smurfing and then just not play their Smurf accounts. I mean, people do that on the ladder right now. Right? People try to avoid the Phosphoro alt accounts. Or the Huang accounts. Three elos. I mean, I think it would be nice to have an elo system that incorporated per map ratings. So scouts attacking the house as the skirms come forward will have fletching on the way for the skirms. And Cosmonaut, once he gets fletching in, should be able to fight those archers off. We'll have the classic scouts archers combo for overtaken. And archers hit by the skirms. I think the spec dashboard already has a per map elo for Arabia and for Arena. It's always the widely played Empire Wars team game ladder. What if we had DM elo? I wonder if they could actually make that work. You can't do ranked lobbies for a deathmatch. Yeah, because Elo right now is a very simple system that does two things. It works both as the tool for doing the matchmaking and also the certificate for displaying what your skill level is. You could separate those two and have some type of very complicated algorithm for measuring your skill on a bunch of different maps, and maybe keep the details of that either hidden or they're so complex that making them public wouldn't really be useful, and then have some type of different certificate system for displaying ranks. Like your tiers of, like, you start as a militia, then go like militia, man-at-arms, longsword to rank up. The main ladder, the step ladder, and the extension ladder. And there's overtaken up to the castle age. And scouts will be attacking the palisade, trying to break through. Cosmonaut behind. And ever since that Drush into men-at-arms option was trapped and did no damage, you're just behind at that point. Just behind. You invest all those resources into your Dark Age. You plan to do damage in Feudal. And then you suddenly are behind. And there is a workshop from Overtaken, as Cosmonaut won't be able to finish both of the gates, but does at least for the moment keep the army out, and will be doing the crossbow upgrade, and has a good number of archers, and he's going to decide, instead of defending with them, to go forward, and his hope will be that he can wall and defend with siege in time that he'll be able to go forward and do some counterattack damage. So once again, this is his, depending on a strategy of aggression to do damage, and getting through that gate with crossbows might be a play for him as he kills a wolf. Had a crazy game on ladder recently where I went down to 9 vills while doing the phosphor rush. That can happen. That can happen. Yeah. The phosphor situation is interesting because we've never really had a situation where players were kind of doing such civ-dependent strats in the past before. There's always like the Drush FC into honks or plumes. But I think that was less extreme than the phosphors. Did you win with 9 villagers? Wouldn't surprise me if you have Rothas alive. That unit is crazy with how good it is against such a wide variety of other Castle Age options. So this counterattack certainly doing some damage right through that palisade gate. Saying, you called an ambulance for me earlier, now call one for yourself. I'll be raiding your eco. No ballistics, but he will sit there and idle all the farms. There's a ton of wood put to waste for Cosmonaut, as he's trying to raid. And so far, I think this has been the right call for Cosmonaut to go forward and raid with one army while reamassing crossbows at home. He now has enough to deal with the knights. Just missing ballistics, but with 2 TCs, he's not falling too far behind. Crossbows want to hit the vills. These knights still doing what they can, but not going to find much damage. I'll try to break out, but the crossbows will chase them down, and they will not escape. No escape for the knights. I'll try to hit the crossbows a tiny bit. Get a crossbow or two. But they will be cleaned up, no problem. And impressive defense from Cosmonaut against the very early aggression from Overtaken. He stabilized everything. And now we'll have a couple of TCs in the back. Ooh, auto farm. Ooh, I saw those farms. That was a quick farm placement. And now, still another mangonel from overtaken, but oddly enough, he's sending the siege back. There are now, what, 28 crossbows. Cosmonaut will group up both of his groups. Maybe he'll even try to pick off the Scorpion on the way. Split to dodge the bolt and take out the Scorpion. So Wheelbarrow and Bowsaw both on the way for Cosmonaut. And we have double stables from Overtaken as the Persians. Remember, the Persians do have that +2 attack versus ranged soldiers bonus. They have the very useful War Elephant.
Hazır.
Yeah, just ask Jordan or ask Dogao. Yeah, we did cast that the other day. That might have been the first time I've ever seen War Elephants actually be that useful in a 1v1. Super late, out of resources, what do? You make War Elephants. There's Heavy Plow for Cosmonaut. Working on the eco upgrades, does have Wheelbarrow and Bowsaw. Better set of upgrades than Overtaken has. And he's turned this around. I felt that he was under a lot of pressure earlier. Now Overtaken needs to get another trap or a good mangonel shot.
Ari. Salam. Emriniz.
So remember Viper made them in Saladin. And the Shah of Persia is sending reinforcements by transport. Those War Elephants to Saladin. Oh, those cows still out there. Cosmonaut saying that they're mine, but I'm not gonna steal them. This is a ranked game. I'll leave them there and let you find them eventually. Overtaken has now taken the lead in Vils. Still ahead in eco. That Persian economy's scary. Mangonel's hitting the range. Few archers hiding the TC. And Cav archers swap from Cosmonaut as the Tatars do want to go Cav archers because you do not have the Arbalest upgrade. It's a bit awkward in Imp to make that castle to Imp transition and not have Arb available. Crossbows here will sit behind the main gold. They still don't have ballistics. They won't kill too many Vils.
Hazır. Farman.
And the archer and mangonels come around to get to the back of the crossbows. Nice mangonel hit. How gold efficient are war allies if you need to buy food wood? So war allies, in the situation we saw at the end, you're not buying food, you're selling food. Because gold was the resource that you had. Wood was the resource you're out of. So they become extremely efficient then, because the opponent needs to be the one buying. Nice mangonel shot from Overtaken, anticipating the split. But your opponent needs halbs, so they have to buy wood when wood's already out to make the halbs, and that's what makes the Ellie so efficient. Because they're population efficient, and they take that fight as a food gold unit, which are the cheaper resources at that point, against the halbs. And you can take a fight, pull them back, heal them, put them in your herbal medicine castles, grab a monk or two to heal them. And that's what makes the fight. It's the market usage your opponent has to do for the wood. Because when you get 60 food for a farm, you get crop rotation at the end. You're turning that into several hundred times the food. So food is more plentiful in those situations than wood is. I feel like the classic split micro and anticipating splits has gotten a little more rare in recent memory, so seeing that shot was nice. I think players have also gotten better at reacting to mangonels. So you're not just splitting and hoping, you're waiting to see the shot and where it goes and then dodging. Gold shaft mining for Cosmonaut. Always depends on the ping though. If you're playing on a good server, you can do that more easily. And crossbows running through the TC. They're going to pick vills. They do have ballistics now. They are scary. And all these vills in the back are in danger. And the houses are deleted so that they can run and run forward. Oh, that is a mass exodus of vills. Well, that is a farm mining camp. House might need to be deleted for the knights. They'll all try to run around and encircle the crossbows. Take the best fight that they can. Those crossbows all are low, and it will be cleaned up. All of them going down. Bills can start mining gold again. They're gonna long distance mine that gold. They'll mine it nevertheless. Forward stone, also a pretty far mining camp for overtaken. He's still forward with a good mass of mangonels, knights, archers, cav archers hoovering around. Checking in for TTL. Hello, Albert. We actually casted TTL already. I actually casted some TTL. So cav archers come from behind. They will pick off mangonels. Archers will also pick off cav archers. Imp first for overtaken, and Imp is not on the way for Cosmonaut. Cosmonaut is playing this all in castle, trying to get a castle up, defending his TC and farms on the outside. But as forging, if armor comes in for these knights, then the cav archers won't do much damage. 6 versus 4 armor matters a lot. And there's Cosmonaut clicking up just now, but he's pretty far behind in the timing. No Jade Arrow Gamer today. Now I'm sure we'll co-cast with him again at some point. I did get new headphones, so hopefully the audio issues I was having with Bluetooth are resolved. That capture age crash that wreaked havoc on my Bluetooth drivers was awful. Went forward there before his upgrades. Yeah, he really needed not even Cavalier, but the armor. He took some losses because of that. You're throwing away your imp advantage if you're not doing the upgrades when you're fighting. Trust in the wires. I can't wear wired headphones. I can't. I've done it in the past, and it's just no. Not something I can do. Stone wall and houses going up. Cavaliers want to break through. They can maybe go through the house as a weak spot. Now we'll see all that armor. 6 pierce armor. For 8 attacks, so we'll take 2 damage. And oh, there is a hole. There's always a hole. And now the Cavaliers will flood in. They will get their +2 attack against the archers as the Persians. And the Cav archers here will maybe go down to some TC fire as the Cavaliers run in. Bills will have to add some houses in the back. And oh, they are housed out. Cavaliers be able to get in. Oh, there's another hole. They're not housed out. There's another hole. The hill. Horrible for Cosmonaut as he is getting raided. The Cavaliers are flooding in, and he can try to chase with the Cav archers. But his eco will be lost. So all the vills will go down. Oh, no. The Cavalier raids. There's Imp, but not the situation you want to be in, where you've already lost your eco. And a bit of a lag spike. As the Cavaliers are dying to the Cav archers. Cavaliers by the TC getting hit by the TC fire. Heavy Cav archer and bracer on the way for Cosmonaut. And Savar is clicked for overtaken. And that hole was deadly. Nothing's more deadly than a hole in your walls. We're finally getting heavy cav archer and bracer. So we're up to 10 attack now. We're back to the spot where we do damage to the cav archers. But Savar will flip that on its head again. Tatars still do need chemistry, so those cav archers can get one more attack for a total of 11. And it'll be Cosmonaut now, actually with a score lead. Somehow after taking all that damage, he's taking the score lead. Maybe that's because Savara has been clicked for Overtaken. And that'll change once the upgrade comes in. So that is an expensive upgrade that will affect your score when you click it. And, ooh, putting the Persian Treb in range of the castle, that's not good. He wanted the hill. Cav archers will kill the Cavalier. Down it goes. More Cavaliers chasing Cav archers on the other side. And 20 seconds from Savar. As another Treb is there for Cosmonaut. The Treb will attack the castle. Treb getting hit by the other Trebs. Cav archers killing Savaras. Treb goes down. Savaras try to push the Cav archers. And on the other side, Cav archer raids getting in on the villagers. He'll have to run back to the TC. And that is a lot of villager deaths on the wood line. Cosmonaut getting a counter raid, but at the same time has to deal with the Savaras as Overtaken now overtakes Cosmonaut and score as Savar finishes. And those are some idle vills under TCs. These Savaras, they have 8 pierce armor. So without chemistry, Cav archers again in the position where they're doing only 2 damage. And these Savaras will have bonus attack. There's the GG. And Overtaken will win the game. There we go. All right, Bitter Eco for Overtaken, 150 to 100. And nice comeback from Cosmonaut in early Castle Age. Honestly, took that military advantage, did some pressure and boomed. But then the imp timing, and the Persian economy too. Graded said. So GG. Emu, hello Emu. And very dead, yes. So let's see. Is anyone else still playing? No one's playing, so I think we might raid someone, and I'll take a break and be back later today. So I think there's not much to stick around for. Yeah, we can raid Otter maybe. He's casting. I don't know what TSDC is. Is that a deathmatch tournament? I've seen some deathmatch tournaments going on. Yeah, so I think we'll do that. I think we'll raid Otter, and apparently T90's at the gym, but he should be back to cast the set in a little over an hour. And then I'll be back tonight, and I'll cast Deeker as Stark. T90 Sudden Death Cup. Oh yeah, the T90 Sudden Death Cup. That's what that is here. Otter's casting that. Yeah, so we'll raid Otter. You can watch the T90 Sudden Death Cup. And then we'll be back for the T90 Titans League at 23 GMT. What time is that? 23 minus 5 minus 12 is 6 p.m. for me. So that is a lovely casting time for me. And I'm going to keep working on updating my overlays on the way. Yeah, see you later. See you later, Tantron. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, so we'll be back later. Let me just update my YouTube title because we only got one set. And a very fast set.